The air is thick tonight, not with humidity, but with something heavier, a silence that claws at your eardrums. You're sitting there, scrolling through your phone, maybe even laughing at the quirky Wi-Fi names people choose. FBI surveillance van 6. Mom, click here for Wi-Fi. Harmless, right? But what if I told you there's a Wi-Fi name out there? A name so cursed, so specific, that it doesn't just attract hackers, it attracts killers. And not the kind you outrun. The kind who've been waiting for you to type those letters into your router. This isn't a campfire story. This is about a series of disappearances scattered across the globe, tied together by a thread so invisible, so digital, that even law enforcement missed it, until a cybersecurity student in Norway stumbled onto a forum buried so deep in the dark web, it didn't even have a name, just a string of numbers. And what she found there rewrote every rule about how killers hunt. Let me take you back. Oslo, 2019. The first victim wasn't a victim at all. At least, that's what everyone thought. A 28-year-old programmer named Erik Larson vanished from his apartment. No signs of struggle, no broken locks, just gone. His laptop sat open on his desk, glowing faintly in the dark. On the screen, a single browser tab, still loading. A dark web forum. Police wrote it off as a runaway case. But Erik's sister, Linnea, refused to let it go. She spent months combing through his files, and that's when she found it. A folder labeled Project Artemis. Inside, a list of Wi-Fi names. Hundreds of them. Random phrases like Blue Haven 23, Static Angel, Winter's Fish. Linnea ignored them until she noticed something off. Every name on that list matched the last recorded Wi-Fi network of someone who disappeared. A college student in New Mexico, a nurse in Tokyo, a retired teacher in Cape Town, all gone without a trace. All connected to a Wi-Fi name on Erik's list. But here's where it gets unsettling. Linnea discovered a thread on the same dark web forum Erik had visited. A thread updated weekly. No usernames, no dates, just a single line, repeated like a mantra. The house always wins. And below it, a new Wi-Fi name. Every time a name was posted, someone vanished. Always within 48 hours. Always after connecting to a network with that exact name. Kyoto, 2021. A 19-year-old gaming streamer named Akira Nishimura set up a new router. As a joke, he named his network Yami no Tarai, Bird of Darkness. He streamed it, laughed about it. 2 days later, his viewers watched in horror as his live feed cut to static. When police arrived, his apartment was empty. His router? Still broadcasting Yami no Tarai. But here's the kicker. The name wasn't on Erik's original list. It was added after Akira disappeared. Buenos Aires, 2022. A woman named Maria Lopez noticed her neighbor's Wi-Fi had changed overnight to La Casa de los Susurros, the House of Whispers. The next morning, the neighbor's dog was found wandering the street, leash still attached. The family? Gone. Maria called the police. But when they arrived, the Wi-Fi name had reverted to normal. No record of it. No evidence. Maria didn't know about Erik's list. She didn't know about the forum. But she did notice something. Every time the Wi-Fi name changed, she heard a faint dial-up tone, like an old modem, coming from the walls. The pattern. By 2023, over 300 names have been posted. 300 disappearances. All ages. All nationalities. No connection except one. The victims changed their Wi-Fi names to match the list before they vanished. But why? How? A cybersecurity researcher in Berlin, who asked to be called Nova, claims to have infiltrated the forum. What they found wasn't a cult, wasn't a trafficking ring. It was a game. Players, or hunters, are given a target, a Wi-Fi name. Their goal? Manipulate the owner into changing their network to that exact name. Once they do, the hunter has 48 hours to claim the prize. But here's the twist. No one knows what the prize is. Is it abduction? Something worse? Nova tried to track the hunters, but their IP addresses bounced through dead zones, abandoned buildings, empty fields, one traced to a server inside a mountain in Wyoming. A mountain with no roads, no power lines, and no record of human activity since 1987. The experiment. In April 2024, a Reddit user named Signal_Unknown decided to test the theory. They changed their Wi-Fi to Oracle_9, a name freshly posted on the forum. For 24 hours, Nothing. Then, footsteps upstairs. But signal hunters who are unknown lived in a studio apartment. Static bleeding through their smart speaker. Voices whispering. The house always wins. Their last post read, "They're in the walls. They're in the..." The account has been dormant since. The unanswered question, why Wi-Fi names? Nova has a theory. It's a test. The hunters aren't just recruiting killers. They're recruiting problem solvers. People clever enough to socially engineer strangers into altering their digital footprints, to make the impossible seem mundane. But for what purpose? A darker theory floats among true crime forums. The Wi-Fi names aren't random. They're coordinates, timestamps, encrypted messages signaling something. And every time a victim disappears, a new piece of the puzzle unlocks. But the puzzle's endgame? No one knows. The ending that'll keep you up. 2 weeks ago, a new name appeared on the forum, Final Hunt Archive. No disappearances followed. Instead, users reported something stranger. Devices connected to any network named Final Hunt Archive began receiving updates. Not from Apple, not from Google, from something called Artemis Protocol. The update? A single audio file. When played, it's just 10 seconds of white noise. But run through a spectrogram, it reveals a fingerprint. Human DNA. Whose DNA? Matches a genetic database belonging to a man who died in 2003. A man named Eric Larson. So tonight, as you sit there, glancing at your Wi-Fi name, ask yourself, did you choose it? Or did it choose you? Want to go deeper? Because next week, we're diving into the audio file, the DNA, and why a system that's been active for decades might be entering its final phase. If you're ready to know what happens when the game ends, make sure you're subscribed. And whatever you do, don't change your Wi-Fi name.